We're really looking at how do we share the gospel with the local community. So there's a team of us that go out once a week on a Friday morning, knocking on people's doors, introducing ourselves and just offering prayer. Coming out of COVID, out of the lockdowns, I think it's just so evident that people want to talk. What we've found is we keep going out each and every week. We're building relationship with people in the community that we never knew beforehand, and they're becoming friends.
Through lockdown, I've probably got to know more of my neighbours. I certainly know lots more names. I felt at the very beginning people were so willing to stop and talk because I think people were lonely. And so everybody I've met, I'll chat to, and I've usually say, "Can I pray for you?" And again, many say yes.
But we've connected with people, and because we've pursued a much more intentional approach, bringing things to a spiritual level, we've discovered that we're being able to communicate on a spiritual level, and we're seeing people change, seeing people being much more open about prayer needs, asking for prayer. We told everyone that when we were talking to people, if someone produced a need, the last thing we were going to do was to say, "I will pray for you." We said we'll replace that with, "Can I pray for you?" And we would pray right there and right then. And we were finding some people, they would bring a need up and maybe we weren't on the ball that morning. They'd say, "Well, aren't you going to pray for me?" And we've seen 13 people make commitments to Christ, and there's a number of those we're actively discipling at the moment. And we've shared the gospel with people more times in the last 2.5 years than maybe we've done in the last 20. So it's a completely different ball game.
People have definitely been looking at how am I living my life, what are my priorities, and is there change that needs to happen. I think it's very evident on some of the doors that we're knocking on that there's health issues. In relation to mental health issues, yes, that's definitely come up in conversation. But I think it just shows that behind every door, people have got lives and there's stuff going on in their lives. And we're looking to come and share the good news of the gospel as to how that personal relationship with Jesus can change their lives.
It's just the weight and the stress of life. One particular Friday, two of us went out, and every single door we went to, you could look at the people, you could see in their body language, their faces. And we went to one house, and the guy opened the door. His wife was suffering from cancer, and we just looked at this guy, and you could see the weight of all the stress and everything just on his shoulders, and it was palpable. And I think that's probably echoed across the estate.
But I suppose the thing most people have found is loneliness. Like I say, when we see people on the streets, really wanted just to talk.
In the trainings that we've done, where we've said to church members, once we've had lunch, we are going to now pair up and we're going to go out into the high street and we're going to go out onto the doors locally. You can see their eyes grow as big as saucers and the blood draining out of their faces, thinking, what? We're actually going to have to speak with people? But, near enough every time that they pluck up the courage and they go, they come back with some amazing stories. And I think the majority of people find, hey, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be like. And where we feel that we're going to get some pushbacks or some rejection, in the main, most people are happy to talk.
The unique element that the mission have enabled us to do is actually get out and be meeting people where they are. What we're doing now is building on that and actually getting out.
I can remember the first time that I went out. I was nervous, the heart was beating, but deep down I knew this is what we're commanded to do. We're called to go and make disciples. And how do we reach our local communities? The only way that we can reach them is by going to meet with them.